design processes. Then we put, with the help of chairman and all the people involved, we put a team together, did a brochure, then the project was launched. We all know what happened when His Royal Majesty Otunfo came to launch the project, and we had some donations from individuals. The first thing we needed to do, David, was to tackle the roof. It was a big challenge. You have these concrete barrel roofs all over the block A to D, and whenever, for 70 years, concrete ages with time, and the longer it stays, the more porous it becomes. So, but if you went there before we started, Komfo Anokye had been doing some patches, but it wasn't coordinated, it wasn't holistic. So our first thing we needed to do when we had the money was to tackle the roof. And for the roof, we did from block A to block D. And we did it, and so far we've tested it against 2 rainy seasons. We did it, it was within the dry season, then the first rainy season came. We've not had any problems as far as the roof leakages are concerned. Then we've had a second rainy season, and as we speak now, for the roof from block A to block D, we've treated it, and I would say it's been a big success. We are not having any problems with the roof. Then we came to the actual works, the wards. Our main concentration are going to be on the wards. Every block has 6 floors. You have a basement, a sub-basement sort of. You have the ground floor where you have the diagnostic services, the x-rays and all that, the labs. Then first, second, third, and fourth floors are wards. I think block A is Ops and Gynae block basically. So the wards that you worked on, if I'm correct, is block A4 is antenatal ward, yes. A5 is a fetal maternity ward, A3 is a dining area, yes. A2 is supposed to be for the A and C, yes. The CS, sorry, yes. CS. Yeah, so basically that's how we started. But David, let me explain a few things.
Please do.
When you talk about hospital,
and indulge me, Dakun. Please join us on Facebook because we want you to appreciate what we're talking about. The before and the now, all right? When they were taking over the facility, the windows, the poor state of the windows, the doors, the roofing that were poor with all leakages, and all the things that, that His Royal Majesty wanted us to fix. We're showing them to you, all right, on Facebook right now, Love in the Morning. And then work that has gradually been done to the extent that people comfortably lie on beds in some of the wards and are given oxygen through tubes in the walls. Unlike before, you had the cylinder ward honum. This time around is a modern ward that has been done. So why are we stalling this project? And the reason why we're having this conversation is you can fall sick, I can fall sick, anybody can fall sick, and you will end up at Komfo Anokye. What condition will you be in when you're being treated? And that's why this is essential and important. Mr. Dako, please go ahead.
Okay, so I was talking about the hospital environment.
Yeah.
Mostly, like you just rightly said, anybody can fall sick.
Yeah.
When you are in the hospital environment, you are at your lowest point. What we do normally with hospital environment is we are to create an environment that aids recovery. Okay. What we had with Komfo Anokye was too hostile. Okay, the fans were not working, the lights, there were leakages everywhere.
Some wires were even hanging
wires. And what made it even so dangerous was that you find a leakage and there's an electrical wire going across it. Okay, so we realized that we set ourselves to design and create an environment where people could relax, because you are tensed up, you are stressed up at the wards. The hospital environment should not aggravate.
So let's speed up, Kakra. So what have you been or were you able to do under the circumstance when the place was given to you and work began? What have you been able to do?
We've done a lot. What we've done, if I can put it in terms, it's magical. If you take a look at what was there and what we've done. You mentioned about the bed heads, the gas, the medical oxygen bed heads. When we went there, for each ward, there were only 4. And they were not even the ones we fixed. They were just at at the
extreme
extreme end. But then we decided that if it's going to be if it's a proper referral hospital, then it should be possible for us to make sure that if you are, say, referring somebody from a very private and correct hospital, when he comes to Komfo Anokye, the level of provision of the facilities should at least match what we have with a private. So we decided that for every bed, we're going to take medical gas to that bed. So initially, the wards were open. Now we compartmentalize them into compartments so that we are able to supply oxygen gas to all the beds now, and we fixed all the bed heads and everything. I think there are pictures to show. We're
showing them. We're showing them. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Then also our main problem areas were with the washrooms.
Yeah.
And the dining, the kitchens. You see, the washrooms were. If you go to the washrooms, you will not. It was so bad. Let me just put it.
Some were even locked.
Yes.
They were not functional. They were locked.
Yes. So what we did was to concentrate on the bed washroom areas. There are instances we had to increase the number of WCs there, then increase the number of showers there. There are instances we had to create special washrooms for staff, because in some instances the staff were missing with the patients. So we've done a very good work in terms of the provisions we've made at the washrooms. I say now that what we've done with Komfo Anokye in terms of the washrooms is comparable to every washroom anywhere in this world. It's comparable to every washroom in any high-end hospital, 5-star, 4-star hospital. What we've done in Komfo Anokye will stand. Okay, so now you can conveniently and comfortably walk into a Komfo Anokye washroom and you don't have to look back.
So that's why I mentioned that the wards that have been fixed so far, we have the A5 ward. It is a fetal maternity ward that has been done. A4, which is for antenatal ward, and then the dining area is the A3. What is left with the A2 ward? And that is where work has stalled.
Yes. If you permit me, let me talk more about A5 and A4 and A3.
Please do. Let me hear
you. For instance, let me point this thing out. When we went to Komfo Anokye, if there was fire, okay, there's no firefighting provision in the whole of the hospital.
So you mean extinguishers
and
no sprinklers and nothing.
Detection systems. Yeah. We've had to fix all that.
So right now as we speak, we have what
we have
smoke detectors?
Yes, we have addressable ones.
Okay.
We have smoke detectors.
Okay.
They are addressable, so if there was fire in this room and the fire brigade came, they will know that exactly this room is where the fire is. Okay, they are addressable. Some of them are not addressable, but these ones are addressable. Some of them will just sound the alarm, there's fire. You would not know where the fire is coming from. But for what we've done, they are all addressable. And the nurses have been trained, and the in charges and the business management, the doctors have been trained on as to how to handle fires if they do okay. Then also, there was no internet access in any of the hospitals. At this age, if you had a referral hospital and there's absolutely no internet access, what we've done with the 2 wards is we've provided the 2 wards with internet access so that the doctors and the nurses can communicate effectively. There were basically no CCTVs for security, so that if something happened, there was no way you could have record of it. But because we worked in the ward environment for privacy, for the ward areas we did not fix CCTVs, but for the corridors and the concourse where people come and go.
Because I remember some years ago, forgive me, somebody there was a baby theft.
Yes.
There's a baby theft, and it became a big deal.
Yes.
So these CCTV cameras are supposed to, manage such situations where they should have.
So the aim is that when we are done fully, I'm sure if you look at the number of visitors to Komfo Anokye, they are in excess of 2,000 or 5,000 a day. It should be possible to have a proper security room where all these people who come and go out of Komfo Anokye are monitored 24 hours.
So you have a monitoring room?
Yes.
With screens?
Yes.
With screens fixed
everywhere.
And people are observing the ins and outs of what is that? Wow.
Yes.
Some
Okay.
FBI level stuff.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So the idea is that when we are done with all the 4 blocks, then we could aggregate all of them together and have a bigger one, so that anybody coming to Komfo Anokye knows.
So this is a beautiful dream.
Yes.
And you've done so far a good job. Listen, when Mozart was there, the former CEO for Komfo Anokye, I was there. I've seen things for my own self, with my own eyes. The bad roofing you talked about, when they were there, I think we were in a meeting. Some media guys were asked. We were in a meeting. We were taken on a tour. We saw them. I saw the before, and I'm now also seeing the after. Now you're telling us, Dakon, that for 3 months, no work whatsoever is going on. Have you been communicated to as to why you cannot have access to a ward and continue with this beautiful work? Have you been communicated to?
Okay, as the engineer rightly said, after handing over in April, when His Majesty came, there were 2 things that had to be done, very key things that had to be done that delayed the patient movement. One of them was flow meters, and then there was another thing, and that took quite a long time now let me tell you why it took a long time. When we were going to procure it, we were just informed that this is something that Komfo Anokye should be able to do themselves. And David, it took about 7 weeks for something that if we were to have done it ourselves, maybe 1 week we'll get them. 7 to 8 weeks before those flow meters came for us to.
Why?
They have
Processes.
Their processes.
Okay. Which is normal?
Normal for them. Yes.
But for us,
not normal for you.
No, normal for us.
Why do you say it's not normal for you?
No, because we had our own systems in place, which could lead us to do whatever we want to do in a consulted manner and timely manner.
Okay.
Remember, we were racing against time. This project was to be the key thing for 25th anniversary celebration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how come it took that long.
Okay.
So now, after the occupancy had happened, that was when also the change in administration came, and that is what has affected this much. Now, what could have been done, was the demolition. However, the in charges came to us and said, look, Chairman, so I had to relay the information to engineer. They said that where we are looking for the evacuation is the most sensitive aspect of the block. And the numbers there would not fit the isolation ward that had been made available. So that also took about 2 months for that to happen. And I'm sure it was just recently that Azuma informed us that the evacuation has been done. Meanwhile, whilst that is ongoing, that's where the changeover, etc., have.
But we could have done all these within a better time frame, couldn't we?
Yeah, based on the fact that we have what we need to start the project with. Okay, we could have. Okay, but that's not the situation. Like he mentioned, we start with demolition. David, let me put this. If you go to the washrooms, okay, you have to break everything down, because in some you have only 2 WCs, maybe a shower or 2, badly designed. But then in the system that we are designing, we want the layout to be better. So we have to go to the washrooms, break everything down. Normally the walls are 4 inches. We have to basically break everything down and redo it. Okay. So it takes time. I've always likened the work we are doing at Komfo Anokye to like undertaking surgery. Okay. Most of the time, doctors will run all the tests, do all the MRI, CT scans. But when they open up the patient, it's when they get to see actually what the problem is. With the hospital that we are renovating, a 70-year-old hospital, it's when you break it up, that's where you see what is there. Then you take solutions to these things. When we started the project, we informed His Royal Majesty that, I remember the first time he came, I told him, Nana, these wires and pipes you are seeing, when we are done, when you come, you will not see them
anymore. Yeah,
you will not see them anymore. You won't see trunking on the walls. You won't see any pipe on the wall now. So we need to do a lot of chasing. We need to hide all these pipes.
Forgive me, Sadako. Forgive me, Sadako. My time is really flying fast.
Okay.
Question is this: what challenges are you having now that has made your work stall? What challenges are you having now? Because I've decided to call some staff. I've spoken to doctors, I've spoken to nurses, I've spoken to pharmacists, I've spoken to some staff of Komfo Anokye. And for those who work in those blocks that have been completed, trust me, they are happy. They are excited and they feel okay working in that kind of environment. So for me, I'm hoping that we'll be able to speed up work and meet the deadline of September or October as we speak right now. You're saying to us, myself, my listeners, and my viewers, that for 3 months you haven't done any major work, which of course is not normal. So break it down for me. What are the challenges?
All right.
Give us specifics as to what the challenges are.
All right, David. Change in administration always comes with its own challenges. That is a major thing. And let me go straight to the point. When there was a change in the leadership, I met the old man, and he said that.
I went to the old man. You mean His Majesty,
His
Royal
Majesty.
Majesty? Yeah.
I met His Majesty. And he said, "Okay, Chairman, meet the new CEO, have a discussion, and come back and report to me what you have decided." 2 days before, I had received a call, and this was within the first week of the CEO's appointment. I had received a call that the CEO says that he needs reports on the project, and therefore you should bring these reports. So I told the person, the conveyor, that look, the persons on the committee are not children. If anything at all, let him write officially. Let us pay a courtesy call on him and then brief him so we know our next steps. Prior to that, privately, I'd had an interaction with one of the board members who was like, has the new CEO contacted you? I said, no. I said, oh, but I said, okay, he will arrange for me to meet him. That said, 2 days after, then I get a call from the new CEO. This is me. I have asked for these reports. Why haven't you brought them? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh. And that was the morning or the day I had met Otumfo, who said, so when he said it's him, I felt, oh, okay. So I was going to tell him that this is it. And said, I've asked for these reports. Why haven't you made them available? First of all, I'm not your worker. I'm not one of the people at Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital. You understand that? But I was very calm. And I said, oh, let me explain something to you. The Heal Komfo Anokye project is not one under Komfo Anokye. We set it up in such a way that these things were anticipated so that in the event that there was a change, the work could go on without it being disrupted. And this was made very clear, and this was one of His Majesty's issues. Unfortunately, I got lambasted. I don't know what word to use. And the CEO hung up on me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The first call I got from him. I was in the office. It took me about 2 hours to inform members of the committee what had transpired. Because I had put it on the platform that His Majesty has said that we should meet him and then
brief him. Because he's the one who's going to take over from. Obviously, he's going to be an taking over already.
He's taking over. He's the one who has to also lead what Mozart was leading. So I called the Otumfo's representative. I told him, and he said, "Okay, I should become."
Is that the Hiahine?
The Hiahine. Fortunately, he has become the board chair. We were excited
for Komfo Anokye.
For Komfo Anokye.
Not for the project. For the Komfo Anokye, it's a hospital.
They permit me. I need to just
break
things down for people to understand.
Go ahead.
Then 2 days after he had hung up on me, 2 days after, I received a letter. I think that is on public knowledge, detailing that I submit to him audited accounts, bank statement, bank balances, members of the committee, death test, blah, blah, progress, what. I still didn't say a word. So I put it on the platform. And permit me to read this. I want people to, we owe it to our listeners and those who
our
have
donors.
Our donors especially. And this was the response that Hiahini provided to the CEO.
Per that request.
Per that response.
Request.
Do I have to, engineer, let me read his letter first. Is that okay?
No, go ahead.
Let's
let you read the letter first so we can appreciate the response as well.
Yes. Engineer, if you have it,
well, as they search for it, I just want to say this to you, that we're talking about the Heal KATH project. And unfortunately, we've learned this morning that the project has stalled for 3 months. No work ongoing. Now, as we speak, they should have done some work on A2, the A2 ward, and that has to do with the CS ward and all that. Cesarean section, they call it. And unfortunately, no work is being done. We'll be finding out a few other things in terms of, for example, if they've purchased some materials, where the materials are, how safe the materials are, because the weather is not friendly these days. So if care is not taking, some of the materials we have used hard-earned money to buy could be going bad. We'll also find out from them, whether they can account very well for every money donated and all that. But have you found a letter?
I have found a letter. Let me read the Hiahini's response to the letter asking me to provide those reports.
Okay.
It says, Dear Dr. Baidu, in fact, I didn't even know, I thought it was Baden, Acting CEO KATH, this is to acknowledge receipt of your letter, reference, blah, 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 and addressed to the chairman, Heal KATH project, Mr. Samir Edubuachi. Please note that the hiccup was initiated by His Royal Majesty Komfo to spearhead the renovation of the ailing blocks of KATH. He specifically set up a committee with Samir Edubuachi as the chairman and advisory board, which I chair as Otumfo's representative on the entire project. We have received periodic report from the committee and are in the process of organizing comprehensive update for His Majesty to review prior to forwarding any report to the presidency. In fact, they had said that they needed the report to take to the presidency. We know how dear this project is to His Majesty and equally to the president. I would advise that you exercise patience as we complete the report for His Majesty to approve before submitting to the President. I have also asked the Chairman to convene a meeting of HICCUP Advisory Board, which would include you early next week for a preliminary review of the report. While I understand your eagerness to know more about HICCUP and the progress we have made, let us not create any friction or misunderstanding between the new and the old leadership. So far, there has been a smooth transition, and let's maintain this order. We are all for the best of Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital and everything that is within it in togetherness as we see the greater changes. Best regards. So I have not responded to the first letter with all the. So he wrote this letter with all the board members in copy. Then, a week after, Hiahini calls that there has been some changes. They needed to take the CEO to Otumfo. So he's appealing to me to meet him because at this time I have been highly disrespected. When he hung up on me. And together the tone and then the committee members. No apology, nothing. So when Hiahini called for that meeting, I was reluctant.
But let me ask a question before you move on. Don't forget about your thought flow. That letter written by Hiahini was sent to the CEO.
Yeah, with the board members in copy.
Did he respond?
They responded. I'll give that to you also.
Okay, fine. So I just wanted to know whether he responded, yes, what his response was.
Yes. Then, Hiahini called that meeting and I was reluctant. I didn't want to. Fortunately, the advisory committee, Pastor Ransford was in Uganda. Dr. Jakupoku was in South Africa. The chief imam, the new one who was replacing the old one, was in Mecca. Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang was in Accra. Yaboafo was also in Accra. Who else is the member of the? And then Hiahini himself. So it means that only Hiahini was available. So it was good to say that meeting could not happen. But Hiahini further pressed that even if only myself and him with the other members at the hospital could do this. We did it. When we went, I was expecting that, oh, Sammy, Charlie, that last time, so please, let's get bygones. Let's move on. It didn't happen. His posture was the same, very, very disrespectful to me. So we did the briefing, and unfortunately, The report that I had was a draft report that we were working on that had not been validated, most of it. In fact, any technical report has to come from the technical committee. But the contractor had submitted something for us to be able to just let you know that this is what is ahead of us. I gave, in fact, the report that I briefed him on, I gave one to Hiahine. I was supposed to give one to him. Unfortunately, I didn't.
Was it intentional?
No, it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
I had only one copy.
I just want to clarify.
I had only one copy.
Okay.
Then, David, permit me. The next time we knew, that report, in fact, his PA called me that he needed a copy of that. I said, I have left. They can contact Hiahine. So I think Hiahine gave them the report. And trust me, that report, you find it in public domain.
That one, that is not a final work.
That is not a final one. That has
that
not been
was a
validated.
draft and everything.
That is a draft. In fact, when I do my report is, the committee is divided into about 3. I, as the chairman, I lead the fundraising and marketing committee.
And the administration.
Technically, I don't have any knowledge. This man prepares any report. But because somebody has, I just said, okay, let me add this so that he knows.
In good faith.
In good faith. Then that report was leaked to the general public. Persons have gone to meet serial callers to take this up and then lambast the committee.
How do you know that they contacted serial callers?
Oh, we do.
Before you take over, remember that we have ears. You understand that? And this is what we have.
And David, if you also permit me, let me also put it on record.
Before you put that thing on record for me, you talk about it. Sammy, I just want to ask you a few things for you. The first letter you read from Hiahine, there was a portion that talked about making sure there's no friction. Would you say there's friction now?
There is friction in that you don't disrespect me and pretend nothing has happened. In fact,
disrespect the committee.
Disrespect the committee, sorry. On 2 occasions that maybe I may have bumped into him, he still moves on, hello, hi, that's it.
Was there a relationship between you and him before he became CEO?
I have never known him.
Okay. Now, my other question to you before Mr. Dakun takes over and shares his bit with me. Do you people have anything to hide?
Let me answer
okay,
that.
Let's answer.
So I think I've had opportunity to say this publicly, that one, we do not have anything to hide.
Nothing whatsoever to hide.
Nothing to hide. As we speak now, there's an audit commissioned by us ongoing. So basically what we wanted to do is that if there's a new administration, we needed to have audit what we've done. With that, we are able to talk to you that from where we started, this is where we've gotten to, and this is the audit, and this is where we seek to go. So the audit is ongoing. We are yet to receive the auditor's report. Okay, but I also want to put it out there. We do not have anything to hide. Basically, I also want to add, we've done all these things without taking a CD from the project. As a consultant, I've never taken a CD. If I was taking my fees, the Ministry of Works and Housing.
So when you say you haven't taken a penny, you have not charged.
I have not charged
for your services.
For my services.
You have not charged in whatsoever.
Not to cut you, wait 1 minute. When he was speaking earlier, he said that he commissioned some people to go and do the measurement at Komfo Teaching Hospital.
At my own cost.
At his own cost.
So basically from day one up till now, for all the work that I've done, you see, Dave, I go to Komfo mostly when the works is in section, mostly at least 2 days, at least 3 or 2 times a week. I have somebody there, the clerk of work, who reports to me on a daily basis. So I drive to Komfo. I've done all this, is all the meetings, the consultations, the presentations that I've done on the project, the designs. I've not charged a cedi.
Somebody would say that, well, you have decided not to charge a cedi. So that is you. And we say thank you. But again, if you have nothing to hide, you can assure our public, our listeners, that the committee, the team members, you can account for every donation that has come through. And I repeat, you can account for every donation.
Let me. I've said this publicly. I'm also going to say it again, that we can account for every city. Then I say it here also again, that as a head of the technical team, I will take a bullet for the project.
You can take a bullet?
Yes. I will take a bullet each day for the project, for the work that we've done.
Are you speaking for yourself or are you speaking for your team?
I'm speaking for myself and the team. I'll take it on behalf of the team, and I'll take it for my sins if one is established.
Okay.
Right. I want to you see, it's a public interest project.
Yeah.
We always want to assure the public that the right things are being done. Okay. And I will take a bullet any day. And I said the other time, I will pay for the bullet and I'll pay for the gun.
Then pay for the person who will be pulling the trigger.
Yes. Then I want it to be an example that if you have an opportunity to work on behalf of the Golden Store, His Royal Majesty, you don't bring his name into disrepute.
I agree, and I respect that.
Okay.
We're still talking to Samuel Dubuachi. He's the chairman for the Heal KATH project. He's here with a consultant, for the project. He's an architect, actually. He heads the PWD, that's the Public Works Department, in the person of Mr. Dako. They're all here. And unfortunately, that project, we're told, has slowed. No, let me